let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
What's going?
Hey. Okay.
Listen.
That's how you gonna hear us tonight.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh, what's up?
Gonna mess up. Hey, well, it's not gonna work. I was like, well, maybe if I log into the show, I can hear you.
So if you have a
but I can't.
No, if you have a use your headphones so you can hear. Hello, Franz Lee Moise.
Hello. Are we having technical difficulties, huh?
Yes. So we can hear Marvin, but Marvin can't hear us.
Is that better?
Yes.
I can hear you. Yeah.
No. We can hear him. He can't hear us.
Ah.
Yes.
No, what I had to do was log on and log back in.
Well, he's done that twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he'll be delayed.
I can't tell you what's going on.
He'll be delayed a little bit in his response.
But anyway.
So listen, this is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Conversations that cook.
I'm waiting on Marvin.
Yep.
I thought he was gonna say it too. Oh, now you gone. Oh, you gotta love this technology. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta love it.
It works for you. It works for you. When it don't, but it's okay.
It is what it is. We make it do what it do.
Correct.
Listen, hi guys. It's been a minute since it was just us.
What's going on? It has been.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm night riding tonight.
Bro. You rolling.
It's money to be made. Hey, y'all ever seen Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
East down and bound, roll it up and trucking. We gonna do what they can't say be done. We got a long way to go. And a short time to get there. Yeah.
I love it.
We rolling tonight, baby.
Get it,
rolling
man.
tonight.
Get it.
I see. So I'm on location, doing this amazing tour.
Okay.
For a grant for the college, and it has been very interesting, to say the least. Definitely feeding my creativity. Although I'm not really, the person that's doing interviews or anything like that, just pretty much absorbing everything that's going on. And
sometimes it's good to be a spectator.
Oh yeah, definitely. This has been wonderful. So I'm just operating right now as a company manager. So that's really cool too. So yay me. So I still had to get on and do our kitchen talk. This is one of the times that I am happy we are virtual. Although I cannot wait for us to get back in the studio. We're going back to the studio, friends. I don't care what you say.
I can't go back.
Can't go back.
Whatever.
Can't go back. We only move forward steps only.
And we're going to move forward right into a studio. Yes, we are.
Right.
Yes, we are on network TV. We're gonna move forward right into the studio. Yes, we are.
Well, I tell you what, when we come back together, Lisa, let's have a deck of cards. I think it'd be nice taking somebody to Boston while we doing the show.
While we doing the show, hey, definitely. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, let's take somebody to Boston while we doing the show.
Let's do it. We can definitely.
You talking about like games, man?
Talking spades players.
Well, listen. I try. This is the thing. There's another side of me, so I have to, be careful when I start playing spades. That side come out, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you don't know how to play, man.
Listen.
The worst part is when you want to run, a really good run, and your partner might be the first time you set with this person, just makes the most idiotic mistake ever.
Cut you out.
Oh my God!
It is just a game.
Or they put down a card that they know you was wrong, but you got me all excited that we are about to go to Boston tonight. And you took my hopes and dreams away. Lord.
Hey! I figured out one thing. Lisa can't be my partner. She talking about this just a game.
Yeah, I mean,
nope. You lost that one. You lost that battle. That was an easy choice.
And I mean, I consider myself a fairly good player too. So
we'll keep you on. We'll keep you on Uno.
Yeah, we'll keep you on.
Oh wow!
Table.
Oh no!
Dang, that's real messed up right there, boy.
We gonna put you on the kitty table.
I just ain't one of them braggers or trash talkers. I let my cards talk for me.
Oh, okay. You working your way back.
I'm just saying.
But let me tell you, the moment you say it's just a game.
But again, it is still just a game.
I can see if we were playing Tonk.
Yep.
Or we were playing Uno.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We could have been playing gin.
But spades ain't just a game. Oh, I used to love to play gin with my mama.
But man,
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
If it's not just a game, what is it?
That's what I was about to ask.
Listen, man, he told me he got a question. Is it serious as cancer? You want to make the average dancer hyper than a heart attack? Listen, man, spades is one of those games where I can't speak for everybody, but I know growing up, in the project we grew up in, that's something we started playing when we were young.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, one thing you didn't have much, but you had family, you had friends, and you had spades.
And you had spades.
Yeah.
And of course, you had the Lord.
Yeah. You
had the Lord. So what does Dion have? What does Dion have?
Early. Okay, so here we go, y'all. So
Francis got to go there.
Got to.
So that's what I'm saying. So here we go.
The last 3 weeks, you can't go nowhere. I'm telling you, nowhere without having this conversation. So I said we have to have.
So I'm trying to figure
I can answer that with one. I can answer that with one thing.
Go ahead.
He has his last name, and that's it.
Okay, so
his name gets him everything he wants.
Back up.
What's that?
So what is it that you said, France?
That he's the main topic of conversation.
Who is?
Deion Sanders and his team, Colorado.
Okay, so college football. Deion Sanders.
Yep.
That's what we talking about tonight.
That's what we talking about tonight.
Okay.
We talking about the wins. We talking about really, it's not just that, we're talking about impact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What type of impact a person can make, and that's what I think he's bringing to the table. You know, no matter if I'm at an HBCU, Power 5 team, or D1 team, guess what? We bring in the impact, and you can't turn your eyes away from that. Yeah. He turned the team around, but more importantly, where he went, he turned that community around. So when he was at Jackson State, they didn't see themselves as winners. He went over there and said, "We're winners," but more importantly, we're a community.
But
so
has that impact lasted?
That has lasted, I believe so. You remember when they had that water incident? This is off the field now. Jackson has always had a water issue, but now it's taken it to the next level. We got to rally as a community to ensure that our community has better water. That was the Deion effect. I do believe if he wasn't there, it wasn't going to be as big.
I'm saying now that he's not there, is his
the impact is gone. It's gone. It's gone.
So is that an impact? If you
I do think is that
if it doesn't last beyond you, then what impact is it?
I do think that it's still there based upon some of the coaches who are still there and what he was able to do in terms of the foundation, right? So now you have given a community to say, you know what, we can win. We can have a better facility. We can do better for our students and our community.
And as soon as they lost it, I hate to cut you off, but as soon as they lost the FAMU, that was it. and that was it.
No, man.
That was it was a wrap. Nobody's behind that team anymore.
I disagree. It's more than just the game for me. And what I think that's what he was trying to do. It's bigger than just the football game. Now, is the game important? Yes. But what he was able to start there and what can continue there. So when you leave an impact, it's not that you left. What do the people do when you pass the baton? Do they take it to the next level?
He passed the baton.
He did, and
he did.
That's what happens. What should happen next is what do they do with the baton after he's passed?
But friends, can I ask you a question, man? And I got to be honest with you.
Yep.
You pass a baton to a person, right? But how do you expect that person to run when you took all of the best players? Every last one of the good players you took with you to Colorado. Do you feel like did you not expect a weight to get tied to their feet or to their foots or feet? Because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but I'm looking not just at the game, at the football game. I'm looking at beyond the game. Again, he's left behind a facility that was not there before. The whole program that he's left behind is still there. So now they have to go back and recruit and start picking guys and building it back up. But they at least have a blueprint.
Left a renovated building.
Beyond that, I think he also left
obviously not a program that can move forward if they got to go back and rebuild.
I mean, okay, so I think well, the first thing is part of it is we have to go back to when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that some people were expecting more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And felt like, okay, he did a great job, but we didn't seal the deal, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think what happens is you're looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, he needed to come and stay. You know, was he supposed to be the savior of HBCU football? You know what I mean? And so if you start taking all of that off the board, right, and just look at him for who he is and what he's done, you know, when he's gotten to a team, you know, when he's gotten to Jackson, Mississippi, now when you look what he's done, when he's gotten to Colorado, you know what I mean? Then you could start saying, okay, as a coach, he's doing an awesome job as a coach. Now, dealing with the players that left wanted to go, but you got to understand, okay, as Jackson State, or an HBC or any school, what do we do to try to make them stay, and how do we compete?
And you can't even do that no more, Doc, because of the portal.
When you got the NILs out there and things like that, and that type of money out there, listen, whether they went with Coach Prime, or anywhere else, you follow what I'm saying? Some of them people, they came because of what Coach Prime brought to the table.
Correct.
I don't know if we talked about this before, but I was talking about like with Coach Simmons. Coach Simmons, I think, is an awesome X's and O's coach. I think he's doing a great job. Of course, some people, they want X, Y, and Z, and at the end of the day, I'm just looking at, me, I'm looking at what he's done and saying, man, this guy's done a great job.
Yep.
Do we want a championship? Yeah. Do we want this? Yes. But he's done a great job, But when you look at it, his personality is different than Coach Prime.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? So when you look at the personality, the visibility that Coach Prime brings, kids are attracted to that.
Yep.
And so if he leaves, let's say he leaves Colorado tomorrow.
Correct.
If he leaves Colorado tomorrow, if the next person that comes is not going to be willing to bring that level of visibility to the campus and to the kids and to the players, guess what? They're going to leave there too.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And that's part of the game too now, right? You're giving the student or the student athlete an opportunity to choose where they're going to go and what's going to give them the best opportunity to move forward. Now, can Jackson State continue to grow out of that? I wholeheartedly believe that they can. He left, again, a facility and a blueprint of what they can do to continue to be successful. Will it happen tomorrow? Maybe not. But can it happen over time? They are better now than where they were before he
got there.
That is 100% correct. I believe that. This is the other thing though. With the portal, a lot of coaches now, a lot of these Power 5 schools, they're not taking a lot of kids out of high school. They're going in the portal to find their next up guy.
Yep.
So the number of kids that are coming right out of high school to get a shot at these Power 5 schools or whatever, if you're not the dog, if you're not the cream of the crop, you're not going to those schools anymore. You know what I mean? Which now gives rise to a guy that was a three-star that normally wouldn't have chose an FCS school to say, you know what, hey, I'll choose this school.
Yep.
So again, we just have to do our part to make sure that we attract those athletes because we can go into the portal now and get guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think the more we do things to attract them and bring them in, we will see the level of play go up. And again, I know money-wise, we take certain games, but we need to start taking games that matter.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
We like with FAMU, we played USF and we played them tough. You know what I mean? Hey, couple of turnovers go our way, or if we didn't have turnovers, you know what I mean? We could have probably pulled that one off, but you got to get to a point where you stop coming close and you win.
Yep.
But not only that, we need to start playing teams like North Dakota State, South Dakota State, those teams in different areas that are FCS schools to build our strength of schedule so that they can't use our strength of schedule against us, when it comes to in a hunt for a national championship.
Well, the other piece that I liked about this situation is that you say, well, they went to an HBCU. They're not ready for what we have here at a D1 or another level. The same group of guys went to the next level and they're showing you that they can, right?
Right.
Given the right opportunity, given the right resources, they can rise. And it goes back again to saying, if he can do that, why can't we continue to try to do that in other places? Why can't we do that in other schools? There's a blueprint. Yes, Prime is different. I'm not going to take that away. But it's possible. Yeah. One of the things he said is, I can't have my kids come to a school where I don't want them to be at, where they don't have some of the resources and things that they should have. You're paying for this experience. So give me the best out of the experience. And for him, even something as simple as cutting the grass was important, right? So to me, in terms of understanding how we should be moving forward, how we should be thinking about the teams that we play moving forward, Dr. Scott, I think we should be looking at the experience. How are we going to make this experience the best for our students, the best for our college, and the best for our community? Because it's going to bring dollars. His last game was the most watched game, Lisa. 9.3 million people streamed and watched this game. Colorado won, was it one game, Dr. Scott, or two games?
One game.
One game. Like nobody cared about Colorado. Now everybody is watching what Colorado is doing, how they're moving their players and their team, and what's going to happen next. Deion sold $1 million for $1 million+ for his eyewear. I don't know if you guys saw that. In one day. In one day. That's kind of the impact. Like, dude,
what, Lisa? Come on, talk to me.
I'm just saying, good for him, but
yes.
But I guess to me, when you talk about impact, to me, if you built something, then it should continue to operate if you were that impactful in the same way when you leave. To me, it shouldn't go down.
I don't think it's gone down. You can't say it's gone down.
I just said they got to rebuild.
They just lost one game. They don't have to they have a brand new stadium, a brand new facility.
I'm not talking about the physical facility. I know they have a brand new facility. But you all just said
right
that they have to go in and rebuild a team, rebuild whatever.
It's not that. Every team, every year, especially with the new NIL piece, and Dr. Scott alluded to this, every team, every year is rebuilding.
So again, why is it, if his impact is so great to me, if your impact is that great, then why aren't y'all was saying that there's less attention, less this, less that, because he's gone?
No, I didn't say that.
No, I don't think
JT said it.
No. Oh, well, JT said it. No.
Somebody said it.
Right on time. JT said it.
He took JT, the best players.
What did he say?
They got to go back in and rebuild the team up.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the camera and the focus was just dropped from Jackson State. As a matter of fact, from HBCUs. We are still talking about HBCU teams, HBCU players. So it's not like, oh, we forgot about them. I think there's more of an emphasis now on no matter what team these guys are on, we need to look at them. We need to go out and start scouting what's available to
and
us.
I understand exactly what you're saying, brother, but at the same time, look at the fact that ever since Deion has left Jackson State, ESPN is no longer using or no longer really carrying HBCU football games like they did when Jackson State, Deion was at Jackson State. So yes, I do not believe it is the same. Well, no, I don't believe that it is exactly the same. I think ESPN found the well. Oh well. Go ahead.
I think the thing is this, right? When let's just put it where it is. Coach Prime is a polarizing figure. He's not ashamed of saying that God has gifted him in this area.
Correct.
And he's not afraid to use it.
Yeah.
I think we have to try to differentiate between a person doing what their God-given gift is and they're walking in their talent, and what the people do when that person walks out the room. You know, if you have a gift of talent that when you walk in the room, people light up and they feel better and they kind of smile, and you know, when you're there. Now, when you walk out the room, you've done your job.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've brought light into the room. It's your job to keep it. You know, so when we start talking about ESPN not being there and so forth and so on, well, then, you know, at the end of the day, we have to continue to provide a polarizing product that will then begin to garner the attention. And I would say there's one of the differences when you look at Coach Prime and a lot of other coaches that are in the FCS level, the division. He didn't need the $5 million job. He's going to take it, but he didn't need it.
Yeah.
So when he came to Jackson State, he can say a level of, you know, he can be brash if he wanted to. You know, he can be Coach Prime. He can be himself and not worry about, you know, if they take the job or not. Because guess what? I'm really not doing this for the money. Right? So I think that's the other thing too. You know, finding out, because we could talk about Coach Simmons and all the other things, because at the end of the day, people realize that these guys are great coaches. And whereas he wouldn't have been under someone else's attention or on someone else's radar to be an offensive coordinator, whatever, you know what I mean? Now they are. And so that's there. And we just have to continue to, again, no one can really know how good of a cook you are if they never see you cook, right?
Yep.
And then the difference is too, you would never really know how great of a cook you can be if you keep working with inferior product.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if your kitchen is not the same, if your stove is not the same, if you're not able to get the best quality ingredients, you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can cook the same dish, but if my ingredients are inferior to your ingredients, you know what I mean? Fresh fish tastes different. I don't care.
Yep.
You know, and that's all I'm saying. So, you know, he did part of his job. I mean, at the end of the day, what else do we want from him versus what else do we need to do to continue to move forward?
Correct.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from Coach Prime. I'm just saying, if I walk in the room and I light up the room, to me, impact is if I leave the room, it's still lit. Because people have gotten something from me that makes their light shine. To me, that's impact.
Yeah, but I do think that's happened there.
Yeah.
Right? I do think that's happened there. Because
I don't know.
And that's the other thing. We have to be there to see some of that light. But I do think, again, he's left some of the coaches there. He's left the blueprint there. They left, again, I'm thinking a sizable amount of equipment, resources to help that team continue to grow. That's still there. You can't lose that. And one of the things I think he also left there is the mindset. The what Colorado has been able to do thus far, to me, is all about mindset. Right? We're gonna go in there.
It's more than mindset, buddy.
Say it again.
It's more than mindset.
Oh no, yeah, you got to put in the work and the practice, but it starts with believe. That's all they've been saying. Believe. So you when you believe, you got to put in the work too. You got to practice. You got to prepare so that when it's time, you're ready to do what you need to do. I think they left at least that behind as well.
And I think what we fail to realize, and Dion, Coach Prime, he mentions it all the time. His coaching staff is second to none. You know, his coaching staff is full of guys who coached at the NFL level. You know what I mean? Who understand the game of football. Now, the thing is, how do you get those guys to come? See, again, this is impact, influence. How do you get those guys to come when he was at Jackson State and work and help you out for little to nothing.
Yeah.
Influence, I get.
Influence. And I'm going to say this as well. I've paid attention to a lot of what's going on with Deion Sanders, and he works real close to this guy. He works real close to him. He is doing everything that Nick Saban did. He's doing exactly. It's the same exact blueprint. Everything. I'm going to surround myself with the best coaches that I can to get the best recruits that I can. Now, this is the downfall to that. When you surround yourself with the best coaches, and it's happening in Nick Saban right now, NFL coaches or NFL teams come to poach your coaches. NCAA teams come to poach your coaches. Can you replace those guys?
But this is the thing. You don't be Alabama and Coach Saban and have the record that he's had over the past 10, 15 years without being able to replace him. Correct. You know why? Because when one coach leaves, there's another coach that says, if I go coach for Coach Saban, I'm gonna get my opportunity.
Correct. And the other thing
there was once called the Nick Saban stamp of approval. I agree with that.
There's a piece too, JT, is you want to be with the best. So the best is attracting the best. I share this acronym with my students. Eagles fly with eagles, ducks swim with ducks, and chickens walk with chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Prime is only flying with the Eagles. Even if one fly away somewhere else, like Doc said, another one's gonna come because they want to fly. These guys are looking for the elite, and he says it in one of you said it earlier, Doc. Dogs. I'm looking for the guys who want to fight, who want to eat, who want to win. So you ready to leave? No problem. Guess what? Somebody else is out there who wants to win, who wants to achieve greatness. Okay, come on in. This is your place to be.
Think about this, right? And I because I just was watching, I try to pay attention. Sometimes I do that. But how many coaches have you ever seen doing an interview on national TV recruit?
Not many.
No, you don't see them do that.
No,
I haven't seen any. But Coach Prime, he's different. He's on national TV, whether it's ESPN, whether it's Fox, and they'll say something that'll trigger where my camera at. Listen, I ain't hard to find. So again, he is a recruiter, and he's able to get these guys in, and they come out and they win. And God loves a winner.
You said God loves a winner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's from the movie Rebound. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, God don't love a loser too.
Lawrence.
They got to come to them. Okay.
Well, I would agree with Dr.
One.
Scott. He rewards winners, right? And that's biblical. You do right, I'm going to give you more. I want to see you do right. So if you do well with what I've given you, I'm going to increase more of what I've given you. So listen, again, it's Lisa, we're going back to that piece, impact, changing the culture, changing the game, changing the atmosphere. To me, it's not just something Deion can do. He's just showing us again that it's possible. He's not the only one who's done it. It's great to see it over and over again, that, you know what, somebody could come in, have, like you said earlier, be a light to have others say, you know what, I could shine too.
Yeah. I think the thing is this, right? And this is where Lisa is going, right? From the standpoint of you start something, it's going well, you leave. Do the people have it in them to finish? And because the people don't have it in them to finish, then you question whether or not did I have the impact that I thought I had.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and from that standpoint, you have to then figure out, okay, well, what was Deion's, what impact was he trying to have versus what impact were we trying to say he should be making? You know what I mean? What was his purpose? Was, what was his, was it to shine light on a situation and say, hey, look, this need to change?
Yep.
Now it's up to the people that we see it now.
Yep.
Now it's up to us to make that change.
Yep.
Michael Jackson said it, we got started with the man in the mirror.
Yep. And it's not one person who's going to do it all by himself. Everybody got to be a part of the change, a part of the movement.
Did he lead? Was his purpose to even build the people up to take on what they needed to take on or be prepared to continue in his work? Right. I mean, we don't really know that.
Right.
From the outside looking in, he always wanted to coach football. Here go his opportunity. He had been trying. Here's the opportunity to do it. I don't really want to be at this school. I want to be at a bigger school. And then I get my opportunity to be at a bigger school.
So let me ask this question.
From again, outside looking in, this was the stepping stone to what I really want to do.
Okay, let me ask this question, though, Lisa. If that was the case, let's say Jackson State was a stepping stone, and that's what he wanted. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm not saying that at all. I guess what I'm trying to say is, are we putting too much credit on him? That's my thing. Are we saying too much that he has, when France say, oh, he made this great impact. He did. I mean, I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know if he did or not, simply because is it still going on? This is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for nobody else. But when I, Lisa, think of impact, I think that however you built it up, when you walk away, it should still be built up and moving just as strong and forward. I agree with One Cool Rattler. Or my definition when I think of impact. That's all I'm saying.
But again, you got to understand, you got short-term and long-term impact.
Mm-hmm.
He still had an impact.
Okay, I'll give you that. I give you that.
But look, listen, like One Cool Rattler said, hey, listen, without Talladega, he wouldn't be at Colorado. Yep. Now, and this is the thing that we don't talk about in the sense of sometimes, even with this statement, when somebody said, well, you're a Seminole, he says, am I? Yeah. I thought it's where you graduated from.
Right.
Again, what did he do? He pointed right back to an HBCU. Yep. And said, I graduated from Talladega. I graduated from HBCU. He didn't say Talladega, but the whole point is, and so everybody's starting to go do what? Look up Talladega. Where's this college at? Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? So even that
Talladega, Alabama.
Talladega went through the roof.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, Coach Prime, he do what he do. I'm not knocking any of that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. One thing you can never do is talk about a man who go to the NFL combine in a limo, get out, run the 40, and run right back to the limo and say, I ain't hard to find.
Oh God.
Listen. I think this is the thing, right? It's like, I think about like when I used to coach Pop Warner football. One of the things, there's two things that I wanted to do. One was I wanted to get them an environment where God was first, and I wanted them to have a great experience. Mm-hmm. I wanted them to have a great experience with Coach Scott. Now
your name changed?
Nah, it did. My lips got tired. Do I tell you that? And so that was always my desire. And one of the things I understood in my prayer to the Lord was, Lord, if I'm here and I'm coaching and I'm not cussing and this, that, and the other, and we're losing, the first thing people are gonna say, you need to cuss them out to get their attention.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I wanted to be able to have a winning environment. And guess what? We didn't cuss.
Yep.
Now, the thing is, some kids I had long-lasting impact on. Some I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell the long-lasting impact based on the performance of the team after I leave.
Yep.
It's the players that I had the impact on.
Yeah.
Those young men, when you see them down the road, what type of, do they still remember Coach Scott?
Yep.
What type of impact did I have on them? That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't judge it based off of how the team performed.
Sure.
Yep.
You know, because every year is the level of, okay, we got to replace this, we got to replace that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are we the same?
The
other teams are getting better.
Yep.
They've been shooting for us the past couple of years. You know what I mean? You don't think FAMU, whether Coach Prime was there or not, has been gearing up saying, look, we got to do better against them. Last year they embarrassed us. This year we're gonna come out. So you can't judge my impact based on how a team performed. Look at the players that he coached. Look at the ones that he left.
Yep. And that's the other thing that he says is, you know, I'm trying to build not just guys on the field. I want to build great fathers, great leaders, great men. And Dr. Scott, what you said was so true. I was at Target yesterday morning. I walk in, and who do I see? One of my former students when she was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
And, you know, I'm like, hey, she runs up to me, give me a big hug. Mr. Moyes, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's good to see you. I'm a junior at Alabama State, Alabama A&M. Alabama State. I'm getting ready
they
to
this weekend though.
I hope so too. I told her the same thing. I said, man, that's amazing. I'm proud of you, but that's the impact, right? So as educators, we don't always see it immediately. Sometimes we see it right in the class. They do really well. And then sometimes we see it way down the line. We're like, wow, you have a family, you've graduated, you're in this, you got that dream job that you was, you know, working on for all these years. You're outstanding. You, like my dad would say, you kept your nose clean. You haven't been in jail. You're not robbing nobody, killing nobody. You respect the people in your community. You helping that's the impact.
Yeah.
That's it. Let me tell you, all the guys, and JT was saying it earlier, yeah, they left. But I do think the same people will be the people that will come back to say, you know what, let me give back to the school that helped me out, that started me out. Hopefully that's the case.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you can't look at that and because I mean, you know how many students graduate and don't give back?
Don't give back.
Yeah.
But hopefully the trend changes, right?
Yeah.
Because they say, you know what? Because they helped me, I'm willing to help them. I'm willing to give back. I'm willing to.
I think that's going to be another show. I think that's a different.
That is a great show.
And the reason I say that is because, you know, to whom when a person is forgiven much, they're grateful for much. When people are giving opportunities that they felt like they wouldn't have gotten, they're grateful. But when it's like our mission has changed. And the opportunity that we used to extend to students who were in some situations borderline, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those opportunities aren't there the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we have students who aren't as grateful. Am I making sense? So it's
you are.
I think that's just different. That's why I said it's a
different. When you feel privileged, or when you feel like this is automatic, or you owe me this, or you know, whatever. Yeah, there is less gratitude because you feel like, well, this is something I deserve. This is something you ought to do anyway.
Right. But if he felt like never would have made it.
Yeah, I kind of think that there's also a piece of, you know what? I worked hard to get here. There were people who made this experience special for me. I want to give back too, right?
Yeah.
So because I had such a great time, because the people there showed, whether I deserved it or not, they showed compassion, care, and they showed that, you know what, you belong, you are part of this, as we say it here, family.
Yeah.
But I want to give back. I want to be able
those individuals, you'll see those individuals because those individuals become active.
Correct.
Those individuals become active, you know, because they work hard to get here. They want to be a part of it, and they get active, they get busy, and they're doing all those different things to make a difference. And those individuals, from day one, they get there, and you know, hey, they go get it, you know what I mean? And they're a part of it, and you could just see it in everything they do. They become ambassadors and all those different things. But then you have a group that, you know what, I got here off a wing and a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to get through off a wing and a prayer. And when they graduate, there's a level of gratitude that we find sometimes in those individuals, that when they do make it to a different level in life, when financially they're in a different place, that level of gratitude normally spills over more so than, like what Lisa was saying, when a person feels entitled, like this is supposed to happen. So why should I give you something when you did what you were supposed to do?
I get it.
I mean,
I was thinking when you said that, I thought about, because I wanted to stay on this prime piece, because I'm thinking about coaches.
Yeah.
Who deserve to be at certain teams, to be the head coach of a program. And we're talking about African American coaches, right? They earn it and they deserve it. Do you think that now you're gonna see more of an incline of coaches, black coaches getting the job, the head job, going back to the Rooney Rule?
The Rooney Rule. Man, oh Lord Jesus, boy, we ain't gonna even talk. Don't bring that up, man. Don't bring that up. The Rooney Rule. I gotta say something about the Rooney Rule, right? And it has happened. It has reared its ugly head, right? Okay. The Rooney Rule, at least the Rooney Rule, is a rule that was in place that you had to interview an African American coach. You had no choice.
Yeah.
Now, this is the bad part about it. There are teams that are just bringing in coaches, just going through the motions. Black coaches just going through the motions. All right, just to get that interview out the way. They know they're not gonna hire them, but just to say, well, I interviewed them.
Or they hire them and then fire them because they lost.
No, they're not gonna hire you. They're not gonna hire. Yeah, that too. Yeah. But they're not really gonna hire them. They just bringing them in. Who?
Hired them. Well, anyway, I ain't gonna call no names.
Who?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
But anyways, I honestly I would love to see that. But this is the thing. I do honestly believe that a lot of the PWIs are going to be stuck where they are. They're going to possibly interview some black head coaches, but will they get the job? Who knows? I'd like to see them get the job. I got a question. Do you know who Trey Oliver is?
That name sounds familiar.
That's your nephew?
From was he the coach that just got fired?
No,
that's
I got another question.
Is it serious?
Do you know who Oliver Buddy Pugh is?
No.
Oliver Buddy Pugh, well, he's retiring after this year. He is the head coach at South Carolina State University.
Oh, yeah.
Trey Oliver is the coach at North Carolina Central University. What do they have in common? Neither one of them lost to Deion Sanders. Now, I say this. Why hasn't Trey Oliver's name come up? Because he's outcoached Deion Sanders. He knew what it would take to beat Deion Sanders. He knew what Oliver Buddy Pugh has been beating people for years. Yeah. It's just that he's gotten he's old, and it's time for him to step down. But dude, Trey Oliver really went out there on that field and played a chess game with Deion, and Deion could not respond.
Yeah.
Why hasn't this man's name come up at a major university? Because I guarantee you this: if you take Trey Oliver and you give him the same coaching staff that Deion Sanders has at Colorado, guess what? You'll get the same result.
I think the thing is, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all at that point. As far as wins and losses, the X's and O's, I think what you got to look at too is would the viewership for Colorado be up if that same?
Nah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I'll agree with that. I don't think it would.
Saying? So Deion, Coach Prime is bringing more than just the coaching. You follow what I'm saying?
Correct.
Would Coach Oliver been able to turn the team around this fast? Because it's not just with the coaching staff.
Yep.
You got to understand, he brought in 86 transfer students. You right? So now,
you're right.
What if the other coach didn't do that and would have kept the same players? Would he be getting a different result?
I don't think so.
So those things matter. You know what I mean?
But this is and I understand that too. But it's like a catch-22, man. It's a catch-22.
Because you are right. He's been coaching his tail off. He can straight out coach, right? But But at the same time, again, that goes back to what I was saying before about, are these coaches willing to, do the things to keep the activity and the light in the eyes on that institution the way that Coach Prime does. Coach Prime is not afraid of, hey, everybody, the eyes are on us and everybody's looking, and now we got to go out here and perform. Because, if they didn't perform the first game, man, if they'd have lost to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Boy, but listen, they're already better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, and people were salivating when they were down at the end of the game, close to the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Against Colorado State.
Yep.
Because, see, this is the thing. It's like Money Mayweather, right? Money Mayweather, when he was at the end of his career, he wasn't making money because people loved to see him win.
They wanted to see him lose.
He was making money because people wanted to see him lose.
Yep.
And Deion is basically saying, look, either way, they come in, they paying to see.
Correct. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Again, impact. Long term.
Hey, don't use that word. Every time you use that word, Lisa's like,
You hit it on the head tonight, Doc. Long term, short term, it's happening. But
I think he has had an impact. Sure. I think in some areas we would see the long-term effects later down the road.
Yep.
I think certain things short-term wise, there was a big light shot on and this is the thing, right? The impact he had was in different ways, and one of those ways was the light on coaches. how would you have felt if the light he shined caused, Coach Oliver and all these other coaches to leave an HBCU and go to a PWI? You know what I mean? Okay, the light was shine and they leave, and now, you got 4, 5, 6 different HBCUs trying to find a new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because that really was one of the impacts that he had, because a lot of these coaches started getting more attention.
I would agree.
Yep.
So
now they can't. We're not competing with these coaches, with these schools paying millions of dollars.
Yeah. Tell you what, boy, that Mississippi Valley, I felt sorry for them. That one kind of bothered me a little bit, but it happens. You know what happened with them, right? That they woke up one morning, they have a football coach because that dude left and went with Dion to Colorado. He didn't say nothing, didn't even give him a word. 2 weeks notice, nothing, just left.
Hey, he getting paid more money, but but what I'm saying is, and so that's just one coach. There's several other coaches that, you know what I mean, he's pulled out. You got analysts getting paid more than what the coaches were getting paid at some of the HBCUs. So if that impact really would have spilled over, how many more? I mean, because y'all do know Coach Simmons was getting offers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yes,
so that's all I'm saying. So the impact was there. It just, in what way are we looking for it? You know what I mean?
Correct.
And some things, he shines attention. He uses his platform to shine attention to it, but it's up to somebody else to carry it forward.
Yep. I can't wait for Saturday.
What's going on Saturday?
Well, they play Oregon. Next game is Oregon, so it's going to be a real tough game.
Suspended?
Nah, they ain't
No.
Nah.
Now they did lose the due to injury. Yeah, Travis due to injury, but
I'm gonna say, "Ooh, Lord!" Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
Ready to step up, and they showed it. So one man down, guess what? Somebody else is gonna step up to showcase what they got.
But I'm
man.
They lose.
We ain't no puppets, as James would say.
The thing about it is, man, when losing Travis Hunter, you losing possibly your best wide receiver and your best defensive back. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, right? That is an impact.
That's
that is an impact.
So he play both ways. This one guy,
both sides.
Yeah.
Start both ways.
Yeah.
But this is the thing too. Understanding this, that they're only going to get better as the season goes. Because their team is just coming together. So most teams that have been together for a while, their main starters have been together for a while. You kind of know where they are, and they're kind of at their base level, and they're just going on. But when you got a team that just came together, they just learning each other. They just learn how to play together. They haven't been through any adversity together, and now they're getting that early in the season. All it does is make them gel together, and as the season goes on.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say something that most people gonna get upset with me about. That safety that hit Travis Hunter, he can play for me. That's my kind of guy. I'm sorry.
Man, listen.
That's my kind of guy.
He don't deserve death threats.
Nah, he don't.
I would agree with that.
It was dirty. But you know what? That's the guy that gets drafted to the NFL. You know why? He has the edge that the NFL looks for.
Well,
and they know he's going to do his job. But I'm saying he can play for me because I know he's going to knock somebody out.
I got one more thing to say about football, college football, right? And hey, how about them Rattlers? That's all I want to say. Go ahead.
How about them Rattlers, baby? Strike, and strike again.
That's all I wanted to say. Listen, we talking about Colorado and everybody else, Coach Prime. How about my Rattlers?
Yeah, all day.
Them Rattlers, baby.
All day.
Don't talk about my Rattlers.
Strike.
And strike again.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Willie Simmons still don't trust Jeremy Musa, but it is what it is, and that's who we got.
I don't blame him.
That Musa still is not that guy to me. I don't.
But they got to figure out who else is there.
Yeah, who's gonna step up?
You got to make do what you got. I mean, think about it. We had 4 interceptions in the first half. I mean, not 4 interceptions, but 4 turnovers in the first half. You can't win a game like that.
Nah, not at all.
Well, like most things, you make adjustments, right? So they're gonna make the adjustments and be ready for this game coming up. Just like at least going back to what we were talking about, every team, every school, they're gonna make adjustments to get better. So you gotta love the game. You gotta love what's happening with the game right now. I'm hoping this is not just happening on the field, but also off the field in terms of in the classroom, that they're doing what they need to do to get the grades that they need to get.
That's another kitchen talk right there.
They representing.
They get the Rattlers in the classroom.
My Rattlers are representing right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say this right here, and I'm gonna leave it alone too. Now that Deion Sanders is not at Jackson State anymore, this is Willie Simmons' chance to take over the SWAC. This is his chance to take over black college football. Now, the downside to that is, if he indeed does, you're going to see other schools coming to try to poach Willie Simmons.
And are we willing to pay Coach Simmons?
Woo!
You know what I mean?
Boy.
That's the process.
Are we willing to pay Coach Simmons, and then are we willing to pay his coaches?
Yeah, that's another thing, man.
A great head coach is only as great as his assistant.
His coaches, yeah.
Kirby Smart, he ain't just go to Georgia and start winning championships. But no, he was under Nick Saban. He was a great coach,
right?
Under Nick Saban.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
can we pay our teachers what we pay coaches?
No, now that's a great kitchen talk.
Listen, I am not opposed because teachers deserve it.
Listen,
teachers deserve it.
Oh, man.
Our priorities are in a different place.
Well, that and we got to look at the state too. Again, I don't want to go there because we go there every show. We got to vote right. Man.
Listen,
that ain't
let me say this though.
I'm sorry.
You've had Democratic and Republicans, and guess what?
Sorry,
can't get it right.
Sports payments and teacher payments and all of that. That's not voting.
That's voting.
Yeah.
When you have a governor that says, okay, when you have a system, because it's not just the governor, when you have a system that says, okay, this school will get this amount and this school would get this amount, but the first school is doing just as good, if not better than the second. I'm not naming those schools.
Beyond,
come on now, you got to say
beyond schooling. I'm just saying, we pay more for entertainment and sports than we do education.
And that's
not voting.
And that's a people issue.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's not voting.
Issue.
Correct.
It's about where our priorities are.
Right.
Because we would expect the teacher to do X, Y, and Z in the classroom with our kids, but our kids could go in the classroom, act the butt, and the teacher better not say anything. Yeah. That's a people issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a priority issue.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about this, right? In the state of Florida, we don't pay our teachers nor our coaches. Our coaches get a stipend. You go right across the street there to Georgia, and the coach don't have to teach to get paid big bucks.
They don't.
Oh my God!
No, and they get paid big bucks.
The coach who's has to be a teacher, a dean, or something.
Yep.
As well as coach, and they get what, a $3,000 stipend for the year.
Dude.
Correct.
My boy, one of my best friends, man. That I was gonna say that nigga. That dude was. that dude literally. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just me. That dude literally was coaching in Tallahassee at Leon, right? he got a job coaching at Lee County, up in Albany, and was just coaching defense, and didn't have to teach. I was like, bruh,
the head coach left too. He was at Rickards, left, went over to Albany, and now they doing their thing. But he don't have to do everything he did when he was here.
Yeah.
So to your point, Lisa, it's a priority thing, it's a people thing, and then but when we start trying to make some adjustments, the powers that be, they get upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's one of the worst scholarships to go to school to have is?
Track.
Y'all know?
Track.
An athletic scholarship.
Athletic scholarship.
It's one of the worst scholarships to have. See, if you got an academic scholarship, guess what? If you got a full ride, right?
Yeah.
Full academic, you get the same money that an athlete get.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is go to class.
That's it.
Yep.
Go to class.
But for that athlete to stay on scholarship,
they gotta do.
He got the true.
He have to perform in the class.
Yeah.
He got to practice. He got to film. He got to go to coaching sessions. He has so much other stuff to do outside of just being in a classroom.
Yeah.
And then we got the nerve that they are a mitigated gall to talk about you getting a free education. The devil is a liar.
Correct. And let me put this in because I know Lisa gonna say something. So I'm looking out for this one.
No, I'm just saying.
It's the ladies too.
See,
the lady athletes, the female athletes.
No, I'm talking about athletes.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm talking about athletes. Period.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Hey, can I? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just go ahead.
All right. Everybody's seen Higher Learning, right?
Yes,
I have. Yep.
All right. There was a scene where Omar Epps and Ice Cube was talking, and Ice Cube asked Omar Epps, how did he get into Frederick Douglass? He said he had to do it for a class. Why you got to do it for a class? Because that's the only way I can stay on the track team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he said after that? Run, nigga, run. Because I was like, wow. Even though it was so simple, it was so deep.
Right.
Because, bro, that was the only way. Only way
you can get in there.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and I will say this, because I don't want to insult the intelligence of some of these athletes out there, because sometimes people think the only way they got in this school is because they play sports.
Sure.
Right.
But again, no, it don't work like that. They still got to meet the admission requirements.
Yeah.
But there's also a such thing too, Dr. Scott, that they call the athletic sliding scale.
No, I got you. I got a son who played college ball. I got you. Listen, hear me what I say. They still have to meet certain requirements.
You still got to read them.
Scale does not allow them to go to the point where they were so bad off, because they still got to go to the classroom and perform.
Correct.
Yeah.
They got to go in the class. They still got to pass the class. If they're not passing it, listen. What you're saying is what you're dealing with. If somebody else is doing the class for them, you're dealing with the extreme, not the norm. That's why most athletes, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do in the class, guess what? They fell out.
Yeah.
The extreme cases when you got this superstar athlete where the coach is like, look, I'll take the class for you because I need you on the team.
Right.
That's different. That's the extreme.
Rare.
That's not the norm.
Right.
Do you understand that over 50% of students who get a D1 scholarship have transferred after the first year? Over 50%.
And I wanted to say this because ESPN ran a special some years ago, and it was about a team in Tallahassee that was across the tracks. I'm not gonna say any names, I'm not gonna say any names about this team, call this team out or this school. But there were players that they interviewed, and there were players that were reading on a third grade level, There were players that couldn't read. Then there were professors that came out on this ESPN special, and I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube or something, so you could probably look it up. That said they just gave these football players grades. They did everything for them, just so they can stay.
Now,
yeah,
again, you're dealing with the exception, not the norm. Yeah. But that is true. That happens, and that's why they start putting rules in place and Title 48 and all this different stuff in place that they got to do X, Y, and Z. So I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is this: to say that a most athletes, they work harder than any other scholarship person.
Yeah.
I'm talking about male athlete, female athlete, period. Why? Because when everybody else is asleep, they're still up trying to finish their homework because they've been in practice all day.
All day, yep.
And they got somebody checking up on them to make sure they get it done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if you're not the star, you're not getting that extra stuff.
No. I'm gonna say this because JT, you're right. I saw that
piece, whatever. Yeah.
But one of the things is when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And Dr. Scott just said it. They now have put things in place to ensure that these kids get, I'm not kids, these scholars get more than just what they do on the field,
right?
But they get an education when they leave.
Right.
Now, it's still on them to do the work. It's still on them to go the extra mile. That's what it's about. That's what they signed up for. It's still on you. But at the end of the day, they're getting, the experience, the full experience.
Well, I would say this. So again, because a lot of times we throw in their face that they're getting a free education,
and it's not.
And
it's not.
That's the only thing I need people to understand.
Yeah.
If you've been up on it close, then you understand the level of work that these students have to put in.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And to throw in their face that, you're getting a free education.
Yep.
No, I'm bringing money to this school.
Ooh, Lord, hey man,
that's another kitchen
talk.
Boy, that's another hey man,
right listen.
Woo!
When Fran suggested this topic, I didn't think we was talking about Deion Sanders, even though he had put him in the text message. I thought this actually was going to be one of the routes that we were going to talk about, paying them. This new rule and all of that. That's what I thought y'all was going to talk about. However, it is well past our hour.
Hey man, we still have more to go. I'm trying to think it.
Oh, look at this. They got so much to say tonight with this football.
Of course.
When you grow up with a football coach and you don't have to watch football no more, I'm sorry, I just don't hardly watch it no more. I did my time. I put my years in of drawing X's and O's with the football coach, and now I don't have to watch it. I watch it when I want to, and that ain't too often. Yeah. However, this has been Kitchen Talk. And we are here every Thursday at 9:00. Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
They really do. And sometimes they simmer over.
Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna get me a doormat that says, "In my house, we will praise the Lord and watch football on Saturday and Sundays." So I'm sorry. I got to watch the football, baby.
Great conversation. Great conversation.
Leave it to Dabo. No players will get in there. Oh man, Dabo don't.
That's a whole nother.
That's another conversation, baby.
Because that's a good point.
Oh Lord. All right.
Dabo and Nick Saban.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but listen. Dabo, he's been skating and saying stuff that's been kind of borderline, and now you see the level of players that used to go to Clemson. They're not coming.
Hey, they ain't coming. Hey, listen, I just told somebody that the other day. Somebody was like, "What happened to Clemson?" I said, "The level of player that he needs, they're not going anymore." You know what? He had pretty much dug his claws into Jacksonville and Miami. They are not going to Clemson anymore.
Listen, you start talking that stuff about you're not playing, not wanting to pay the players, and saying some stuff that's borderline racist. At some point, like, look, okay, guess what?
Robert, I was trying to close my show down.
I'm gonna say something that's I'm about to say something that's borderline racist. With him saying, no. Listen. Just watch. Look at Clemson's team. He has said the things that he said. Go look at the white wide receivers. Go look at the white running back he has. Go look at the white safety that he got on the team. They don't come to, like Steve Harvey said last week. They people don't come to see y'all. They come to see us.
Nobody came to see you, Otis.
Man, and listen, it's bad because what do you say? It's bad simply because of the fact that Dabo has said these things, and now his team has somebody else said this now. His team looks whitewashed. Yeah. And now it ain't working out for him too well because they can't run with us.
I will say this now. Clemson has had some 5 white receivers now, so I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
But now, answer that question that we just
Alabama need a quarterback right now. If they could take the high school quarterback right now, they'll throw the ones they got away and take it back.
I disagree with that. I disagree
with that. They moved black. They moved the black dude back.
A lot of these, if you're not one of the elite quarterbacks, you're going to a junior college, because a lot of these schools now are taking even Deion said it. I'd rather get a junior college player who's gone through it, who's experienced it, before I get somebody straight out of high school. So a lot of these high school guys.
But that goes back to what we said earlier. That's what HBCUs and FCS schools get to shine. Correct. Because instead of that player going to a junior college, we could take him out of high school. And Shedeur said this because he said, hey, look, there ain't no difference between FBS and FCS. Mm-hmm. He said, you got skill on the field at the same time. We got the receivers. He said the guys in the middle might be bigger. They get on blocks faster.
They are.
He says, but the skill positions are the same. He said just that you got more of them on the field at one time.
Correct.
So he's giving a shot. He's letting you know. Again, that's still impact, Lisa. It's still coming back. They still pointing the finger back.
So you know what? I don't want to take this away, Lisa. We're gonna give the same energy when we talking about voting. That's all I'm gonna say. That same energy.
I'm voted out.
When we talking about politics, we're giving you the same energy. So I know you're trying to close the show.
I don't do politics.
Me neither.
Great talk, man. Great talk tonight.
I can't say, y'all. Oh, Lord. What Robert's got to say now?
I don't know.
That's true.
They them boys.
That's true. Now, that's true because they don't have to stay as long in JUCO to go to the pros.
True. I would say that.
Yeah.
But the thing too is this, but that's you know what, that's like in basketball, in football, you'll be surprised how much talent that are at these JUCOs, because for whatever reason in high school they just couldn't get it together.
They couldn't get it, correct.
You know, for whatever reason. So they had to go
academically too, especially with the new rules.
Academically, okay, so next time we're gonna do a whole sports show. And one cool rattler gonna have to come on, and I'm gonna go out.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Love you, Lisa.
Because I don't watch baseball at all.
One cool rattler.
I watch some baseball.
Oh, listen.
Oh, my. See that, Lisa?
Opportunity.
Okay, I'm gonna stop showing all the comments.
Hey,
that one, Mike Hunt. Well, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
It's opportunity. That's all it is, and I think that's part of what the process is now too. If there's an opportunity, send it my way. Send it his way. All he can say is yes or no. And that's what I think gives the current athlete the advantage. They get to dictate a little bit more on where they want to go, where they want to play, instead of staying there and sticking it out, especially with some of these coaches who take in talent but don't let them shine. I'm going to keep you here because you're going to make my team. You're going to make if you're on another team, you're going to beat us. So we just going to bring you on and keep you on the bench.
Bobby Bowden was known for it. Bobby Bowden was known for that.
And quarterbacks
in the punt returners, and wide receivers and all of that. He would get the best of the best and redo them.
And bench them.
I'll
put him in
a lot of people didn't realize Deion Sanders was a quarterback in high school. Bobby said, you come to Florida State, you're a defensive back. But a lot of people also don't know that Deion Sanders was also offered to play quarterback at FAMU, but they didn't have the money to pay him. So, but that's another thing.
All right. Well. Okay, one cool rattler. Charlie Ward.
But listen, wait. Listen, don't bring up Charlie Ward simply because of the fact that if you go back and look at the season with Charlie Ward, they moved Matt Fryer, who was a white wide receiver, to quarterback just because he didn't want to play Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward only played because he did not have a choice. He did not have a choice but to put Charlie Ward in the game.
I would agree with that, JT. He came in because of a situation.
Injuries. Yes.
But he did what he needed to do, as we've heard before from several coaches, even Prime. When it's your time to shine and you come in, you need to knock it out the park. Who recently said that was what's my guy? The GOAT. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady said that.
He said that. He said,
Tom Brady said, I don't know about the GOAT, but Tom Brady probably did say that.
Brady said, listen, I came into the game from an injury.
Yeah. He got Drew Bledsoe.
I'm a play. And a lot of these guys fall into opportunities. So when it's your time to shine, no matter what.
All right. Well, this has been Kitchen Talk.
Conversations that cook and sometimes simmer.
Listen, you are watching us on YouTube.
We done burnt this tonight.
Right. Please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Never miss another show. I promise you, we will try not to be an hour and a half. Ever again. Y'all too much.
Hey, man.
Dr. Scott.
All your fault.
Thank you, Fransley Morris. Thank you, JT Plummer. Thank you, Marvin Scott. Y'all are really something else. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me in the kitchen. We've been doing this thing for a minute, y'all, and it just seems to get better and better. I so enjoy it. Listen, we'll see you guys next week. Right here the same time at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10. Fransley Moist from 9 to 10. From 9 to 10, Marvin Scott. And JT Plummer.
Hey, listen, I had to remember because I'm in a whole different time zone. I was like, oh shoot, the stuff in the start. But yeah.
I'm gonna start sending y'all 2-minute warnings. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Y'all be here on time. Listen, Kitchen Talk CTC, Conversations That Cook. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Good night.
Aloha.
Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen Talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen Talk, let's talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen Talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen Talk, let's talk. Conversations that cook. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?